Hi, and welcome back to
Inspired to Game. I'm Sean.
And I am Lola. Today we are talking about floating floors. Now, this is a 2 to 4 player abstract strategy and dexterity game. We want to thank Card Lords for sending us a copy of the game to review. Before we get to the review, we'll give you a quick overview of how to play it.
The bansen seals that hold the secrets of your ninja clan have been stolen. To recover them, you will need to collect jutsu and use them to construct a labyrinth of floating floors that you can cross to their hiding places. But be aware, your rivals will also be able to use the floors that you lay down. The game is played in a variable number of rounds. On each turn, a player rolls the jutsu dice and collects 3 jutsu matching the color and shape rolled. These jutsu can be used as supports to lay down a new floorboard on an open terrain, or as stepping stones or counterbalances as you move your ninja across existing floorboards. Each time you move your ninja, you must remove your fingers and check for balance. If you can reach your bansen hiding space, you then turn the floorboard in the direction indicated by the bansen seal. If nothing falls, then you have collected the bansen seal. If, however, a ninja falls or a floorboard collapses at any point during your turn, your opponent gets to rebuild that floorboard and put everything back in whatever configuration they desire. The first ninja to collect all of their bansen seals restores honor to their clan and is declared the winner of floating floors.
Now, this is a fascinating game to play. There is a ton of strategy here mixed in with the dexterity. It's actually quite neat because I think it's just the perfect amount. A strategy with a dexterity. So in order to navigate it, you have to be thinking of innate physics principles, the things that you kind of know, counterbalancing, things like that. You've got to work with that. But the strategy here is trying to make passageways easy for you, but tougher for your opponent to sabotage them. But then they're doing that for you as well. So then on an area that's harder for you to navigate, you really have to use your brain to try to figure out how best to navigate it. In the end, though, it comes down to the dexterity of if you can manage the feat you're trying to do. And it makes you feel like a ninja.
And you have to remember that when you do get to the bansen part and you want to pick it up, you have to rotate. So A, you have to be able to pick that up without knocking anything over, and you have to put it down in a way that you are still counterbalanced with all the supports underneath. And sometimes you forget, or you didn't realize that there wasn't something there, and things fall apart.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. So the components here are very nice. The cards are nice and sturdy. They're laminated. The meeples are wooden meeples, as well as all of the various jutsu.
The meeples are silk screened, and they all weigh about the same as those individual little jutsu blocks.
Yes, so they're often really easy to counterbalance. The theme here is very apparent and really shines through. So it is abstract strategy, but you've got your little ninjas and they have different configurations. You can choose which one you want to use. And as you go through, as I said, you do feel like a ninja. It really pulls through the theme of it.
Yes, it does. Like, I can't believe I made that. Haha, ninja!
Exactly. And it's a fun theme too. I personally have not seen a lot of ninja games. I'm sure that there are some. If you know of other ones, let us know down in the comments, because this is the only ninja game that I know of. And of course, ninja is a fun theme.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's tons of pirate games. How did we miss out on all the ninja games?
And that's where I think it's really interesting too, to have the dexterity as an element, because it makes sense. Because as you're navigating the maze, essentially, of these floors, you have to think and act like a ninja to pull it off. For player interaction, there's not a ton of it here. As you can imagine, you're essentially doing your own thing. However, you're sabotaging each other while you do it. And there's lots of ways that you can do that.
During the setup, the bansen are set up black, then white, black, then white, black, then white. So in the corners, if there's a white one on one side that you're going for, you know that there's a black on the other side. So if you set it up with just supports on the half of the floor that you're going to use, then when the opponent comes to get theirs, there's no supports over there. And things fall apart.
But an interesting balance to the game here, though, is when you're trying to pick up a bansen and you have to rotate 90 degrees the floor you're on. If you did that, sometimes you sabotage yourself, because if you're rotating, so now the weight of your ninja is in that area, now suddenly you're falling, and you don't win your bansen if you fall. Yeah, so there is that little bit of balance as well, too, which is really, really great.
Balance in a game about balance. Go figure.
And the great thing, because we talk about sabotaging each other with putting down the jutsu, but it's fun. It's fun to do it because then it gives you a challenge. So it's not the type of take that sabotaging, where you might feel a little sore over somebody doing something that just feels mean. I think. There's that element of you giving me this challenge, and okay, I can do this, I can rise to that.
There's also the individual challenge of the shape of your meeple. There are ninjas that are standing up pretty much straight, and there are others that are crouched down, kind of in a weird little side lunge. And with those, you have to sometimes stand on your head to get things done.
Yeah, because you can only move in your colors. Because of that, the only way to move through the opposite color is to put a jutsu there and then to stand on it or sit on it or lie on it. However you can make it work, so long as it's balanced, it works. Now, as far as playing at 2-player, I love this game at 2-player. We haven't played it at a higher player count, just the two of us. I wonder if it might be a little crowded with more players, but I can definitely say that it plays really nicely at 2. Now, with luck and strategy, obviously there's some luck here, as there can be with any dexterity game as well, but I really, really love the balance of it. We actually aren't huge players of dexterity games. It's not really a mechanism that we seek out or necessarily will actually usually buy, but I really, really love this one, and it's mostly because that strategy element is the forefront. That thinking of balancing the physics of how to accomplish things is really invigorating and fun.
The luck of the cards, of the floor cards that come up, is always there, but you can also, you're seeing what's coming up next and knowing that the other side is the exact same with the colors reversed, so you can kind of plan ahead that way.
Yes, exactly. The only thing with the luck that I didn't care about is rolling the dice, because it offers you 3 and you can only move in your color. So if you have a turn where you're in a corner, because you have to be able to place jutsu in order to advance yourself over your rivals' locations. Now, if you roll all black and you're playing white, you can wind up literally being stranded that turn if you didn't have any white left over from a previous turn. Now, you can only keep any jutsu from a previous turn if it's your color, and then only 3, but it's often tough to keep them, because in order to advance, we found out we're usually using all of them each turn. Now, for replayability, what's really neat here is in the rule book, there are tons of extra challenges at the end. So if you wind up playing it a lot because it's fun and you find you're getting really adept at it, you can take on these extra challenges that pick it up a notch. As well, they even include rules for if you're playing with somebody of a different ability level, particularly say if you're playing with one of your kids that doesn't have the same level of fine motor skills, different rules that make it more of an even match. And I love that too. Because of that, it makes it a highly accessible game, so you can play it with anybody. It is very simple to learn and very simple to play. Now, my final thoughts for this game is I absolutely love this game. It's a really nice mixture of logic and strategy with an added spiciness of dexterity to it, and I think it's a perfect mix of it, and I really love the theme. Plays in about 20-30 minutes or so it's just a lovely small box gem to get to the table. So if this game sounded interesting to you, you might want to check it out. We've had a ton of fun. Thank you so much for watching today.
If you've enjoyed this content, please support the channel by subscribing.
And as always,
happy gaming, folks. Quick overview.
Are you mocking me?
Oh, I said, did you? Was that
I did.
A quick overview.
I'm getting funky with it.
These jutsu can be used as supports to lay down. Okay.
Laminated sheen, I meant to say.
Use them to construct. Hi, why can't I say that? Don't know. People place in block place the ninja.
There are rules adaptions. As I mentioned,
these jutsu can be used to editing magic.
Editing magic.
First ninja to collect all of their bansen ends the game and wins it. No. Ends the game and wins the game. It's not declared anything. Okay. And I say it's all right.